Musk has said his acquisition of the platform would allow him to get rid of the censorship and spam bots, but has since changed his tune, saying there may be too many automated accounts for the deal to move forward. Babylon Bee managing editor Joel Berry joins me now. Joel, I love how you guys are so up to date that even the disinformation board, the news about the disinformation board, you managed to get in on that. I want to put up on the screen for our viewers, you can see it. You say, touching disinformation board realizes the true disinformation was inside them all along. I mean, and that's not too far from the truth. I mean, you're not far from reality when you're doing these parodies.
No, and the only thing I'm sad about with the disinformation board being put on hold is the fact that we're not going to get to make fun of it anymore. They were giving us so much material, so it is kind of sad to see them go. But we had to get one last shot, parting shot off there as they left.
Well, by the way, you still have plenty of material out there, and here's some from the recent headlines that you've parodied. I love this one of the kid. The starving kid. I don't know if we just have the headline or the picture. Yeah, there you go. The picture. And here's the headline. Starving American babies disguise selves as Ukrainian soldiers in hopes of getting $40 billion in federal aid. I love that one. Did you get any feedback on that one?
Yeah, we got a little bit. There's disagreement even within the kind of conservative circles about foreign aid and whether or not we should be supporting the kind of the war effort in Ukraine. But you can't argue with a funny joke. I think it no matter where you stand on it.
Well, they
it's pretty funny.
They try to argue with a funny joke, and the people in this disinformation board were trying very hard to argue with funny jokes. Here's another one on the baby formula story. White House blames formula shortage on that giant baby from Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. I love that one. And then one more before I come back to you. The story about the crack pipes being inside some of these safe smoking kits. You say Biden announces he has hidden 5 golden crack pipes in safe smoking kits. Now, the extraordinary thing when you see these headlines, and I think they're hysterical, but is that some people took them seriously, and that's what led to Twitter kicking off its platform, right?
Yeah, and to this date, we're still in Twitter jail. We haven't been able to post for well over a month, and so Elon Musk is kind of our final hope with this whole thing. I think the previous guest you were talking about how Elon is kind of the only guy who would be crazy enough to buy Twitter. I mean, we've seen what's come out through Project Veritas, how they're so ideologically driven. They're not driven by money. They're not making money. Only someone who is ideologically driven himself, like Elon Musk, who has said that for him, finances aren't an issue. He wants a platform for discourse that is maximally trusted. He thinks that's important to the future of mankind. And so he seems to be kind of the only one who would be crazy enough to buy a platform that is not making money. And we're holding out hope that sale does go through.
So, Joel, what happens to the Bee if Musk walks away from the deal? Where's your home?
Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, well, we're still posting to Facebook. We're still posting to all the other social networks. But, strangely enough, a lot of our readers have kind of decided to go around social media. A lot of our traffic is organic now. People are just finding our site directly. And I think that's great. Why wait for social media, big tech to tell you what you should be looking at when you can just come directly to our site? I think that's fantastic. But, even if the deal with Elon doesn't go through, I think it's been good to just see this whole thing play out, if only for the amount of exposure he's brought to the corruption and just the lack of transparency that exists within big tech. So even if the deal doesn't go through, that's a net positive.
And by the way, I think a lot of the exposure, because of how ridiculous it was to ban you from Twitter, that exposure has led to the pushback. That's one reason why the disinformation board or the Truth Commission is an Orwellian idea. That's why it looks like it's failing, is because of the fact that the absurdity of what happened to you got wider exposure from Bill Maher and others.
Yeah, well, I cannot overstate the importance of satire and just ridicule in our day and age. When the government is overstepping, when powerful people are engaged in corruption, just making fun of them can be a very powerful tool in our arsenal. And I don't know, I don't know if that's why the disinformation board is being shuttered, just because they were being made fun of too much. But I like to think that was at least a part of it.
Well, a disinformation peddler, like the woman that was appointed to head the commission, because she was peddling disinformation, suggesting that the Biden laptop was from Russia, which wasn't true. She was peddling that information, heading up a disinformation agency. I mean, it's only you that could manage to find a parody for that, and you did, thank God. Joel, we got to leave it at that. I'm getting the wrap. Joel Berry, a modern-day Jonathan Swift, good to see you, and best of luck to the Babylon Bee. We love the Babylon Bee.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joel.